Pet centurions are very um, macabre. Like Michelle McVeigh once, I explained to her what these assholes had been doing. She said, I said, they made me out to be all obsessed with virginity. She said, well, almost everybody is obsessed with virginity. Their obsession with virginity, in other words, is being projected on me. Carl sniveled. The initial encounter of the X motive is tainted by the shadow of its adversary. And Peter Gabriel gets this little matchbook that says Dee Dee was not a virgin. The girls in the Neva division, the Neva Corporation's hirelings, the attack prostitutes, none of whom were innocent, were predators on me, masquerading. They pulled pranks pretending they'd been hit by cars to get me crying because they knew that I was sincere and didn't understand what was going on. It was idiot testing. And they were typecasts. I mean, you could go into descriptions of each and every one of them and see the degree to which they fall into categories. And Gail Burson was whining, I don't think you would want one like me. In other words, they were pornographers, and America was a market for trafficking, and that was final for them. The Jews had convinced the progressives that Hiroshima was an affront to Geronimo. Never mind Nanking. Never mind the gas chambers or any of the other things that humane individuals working in civilization opposed enough to put a stop to it. And then never mind that I wasn't even born. I've repeatedly voiced concerns about the mindset that led to it. Means nothing to any of them because it's not a sincere observation. It's a prank from the Nazis. And Slanger, the one who said, I'm not sorry for anything I did, only that it had to be you. In other words, they just picked me symbolically. Slanger used to say, like the way Ian Gowner said bleed as the only word in his poetry at the governor's school. Got up at the microphone in front of a big assembly and said bleed. I asked Langer what he wanted to most, and he said blood. He lived on Mount Royal. We were in Stanton Heights. He had a story called The Last One. And his mind was very churning and clever. He went to Princeton. But the idea was that we'll hold off until the last one, the queer ball gets the virgin, and then we'll lock him into the two virgins prison and approach him for Faith in Paradise, the conversion magic show. And the amazing thing about it is that people like the entourage that surrounds the climate change group support Chief Totem Donald Trump, Chief Totem Clint Eastwood, Chief Totem Yoko Ono. Even though these are the people destroying everything, manifestly. What do you consider what they did to me? They have me arguing with their injection assassins, murderers who used COVID on us, who used scabies on me, who raped my deaf girlfriend, who gave me Parkinson's, who tortured me, who poisoned me in the mouth. And they just line them up to see me plead for mercy, right? Which is a laugh to them. They're psychotic. They're sick people. You don't plead for mercy with Mick Jagger when he's dancing on the rubble of Gaza. Evil and stupid people go along with all of this. It's really sad. They position my so-called family to come and ingratiate themselves to me so they care about me. They've left me to this thing for 50, 60 years. And they've done severe injury. And what their argument, their philosophy of moralism is an argument that because they have the power to do more harm, it is legitimate that they steal your work and have severely injured you. It's the morality that might makes right. Right. And the storyline about sex is just gratuitous lies. Greg Carl made perfectly clear that the slave was subjected to successive degradations. In other words, they were just degrading me and using me. That's what they were doing. They were just degrading and using me. Saying he's a symbol of America, but we will degrade him and humiliate him so much that America cuts ties with him and says, we'll never stand up for something that shows what we are. Because I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt any of these girls. They wanted to sleep with me, and I obligingly complied with them. That's all I did. Didn't do anything else. You can tell that by the way that I've been alone for all this time. Because when they stopped coming on to me, I stopped getting romantically involved with people. So it's penis-headed murder, sport from the federal authorities that have landed like a flying saucer. And there's nothing more to it. I don't expect me to argue with it forever. When they have it rigged so that when my heart goes out to the people of Gaza get nasty towards me. There's no explanation for any of that. The woman who was from Climax One who dated Mancini and gave them their linguistic anthropology celebration for Dugan and Zelensky and Biden and Obama and David Jeffen set it up. I had nothing to do with it. Something they overdubbed that impinged on the persona's experience and then extruded through linguistic anthropology for Revolution Number 9, which they vaguely associated with John Lennon's monkey business. He had nothing to hide but his monkey. That was his secret. And the ingredient was a carrot in somebody's twat. And it's nothing I would ever do. And that's why they did it to me, because my grandparents were opposed to it. It was the sort of thing that wouldn't cross their minds in a million years. So they said, take that one, because Saul Brecker was like, we'll get that one. The one that thinks, he quote, he thinks he has so special, has everything, but really he has nothing. He's the snorkel. He doesn't even know. He's probably talking about my father. He doesn't even know that they were kidnapped to torture his son. It's Cyril Weck's projection and Wanamaker's Frankenstein. It's a prison authority traumatic estate correction. It's pit centurions, in other words, who kidnapped Mackenzie Shirella with the car bomb. These people are psychotic, and they get hustlers. They have this symposium of hustlers and pimps going in Seattle, where all of the symposium people from the pimp community sit down and resonate to each other. And they get away with this. They murder senior faculty, get away with it. Raping deaf girls, get away with it. Ripping off museums, get away with it. Releasing aides and then claiming they represent the victims and get away with it. And they won't even stop. They won't even stop. I'm their advertisement that this is what they're doing. Do you think I would produce the kind of pornography that they have online if I was being paid to take pictures of girls and that was my inclination? You must be crazy. It's extremely hard to find that sort of thing. Things like facials and bukkake, something I had lots of girlfriends. I never even considered doing that. So their diabolicism has root flaws throughout the entire presentation. It's psychotic. They created a script from a Satyricon that they came up with as sadists and weirdos. And our society needs to be able to address that we keep emboldening and empowering these truly rip-off psychopaths who come and tell us, Jimmy Crary is a dangerous person. I mean, Jeannie just went, what a lot. That's why she and I were so close for so long, was because she saw Pittsburgh all the time. She knew what kind of stupid idiots would say that sort of thing to get you in trouble. It wasn't. That's all these were, by the couple of stupid idiots trying to get me in trouble. That's all it was. And everybody went along. They had a violinist who owns the Stradivarius going along with it. I mean, it's too much.